In the previous video, I showed you what a dataset from a within groups or repeated measures design experiment would look like. We had an experiment in which people took part twice on a simple reaction time task, once under quiet conditions and once under noisy conditions. So we had two columns of data, so each person had two scores, which were side by side. But what if we have a between groups design, in which each participant only takes part in one of the two conditions? We can't just have two columns of data there, because if we put two scores side by side, they would have to be from the same person. And we don't have two scores from the same person, we only have one. So the way in which we enter data from a between groups design is slightly different. Now I have 100 people who have taken part, and they've been split into two groups of 50. So we just scroll down, we can see there are indeed 100 cases. So all of their response times are in a single column. That isn't an awful lot of use to us, because we need to be able to tell the difference between one experimental group and the other. So I'm just going to go into variable view, because we need to add some more information. So if I click in the third box, I'm just going to add in a label that says condition, and we don't need any decimal places. Now I'm just going to label the first 50 as taking part in condition number 1. So I'm just going to type these in. And the other 50 I'm going to label as being in condition number 2. So I'm just going to type in 2s. Right, I'm just going to fast forward again so you don't have to watch me doing it all. Okay, so I've done that. So the first 50 are now labelled as being in condition 1, and the second 50 in condition 2. So we've got condition 1 and condition 2, but which is which? So it's important to go into variable view, and this is where the values box comes in. So if we go into condition, click in the values box, and then click on the grey button, we can say, well, value 1 is going to be quiet. So that's the quiet condition, and we click add. Then value 2 will be noisy, and again click add, and we click OK. Now if we go back to data view, we've still got the numbers 1s and 2s all the way down, but if we click on this button here that's got an A and a 1 on it, you can see you can toggle between the label quiet and noisy and the numbers. You can also do that using view up here. Click on value labels, view, value labels. So we've got 1s and 2s, but it will automatically tell us which was which, and when we do any analysis it will provide those labels for us, so we won't need to remember for ourselves which was condition 1, which was condition 2. It'll actually say quiet and noisy on them. So that's how we enter the data for a between groups design.